Us was a disappointment. It's not bad, but it's a movie that asks way too much suspension of disbelief from the audience. After Jordan Peele's debut film, Get Out, I've been anticipating his next project. After I saw the Us trailer, I was hyped. Us looked to be another fantastic horror movie entry with Jordan Peele's fun comedy and enthralling social commentary. This is present in Us, but make no mistake, Us is a very different film from Get Out. So even though it's natural to make that comparison while watching, I recommend that you don't do that. Us follows the Wilsons family, or more specifically follows the Lupita Nyong'o's character, Adelaide. At the beginning of the film, we see a young Adelaide encounter a doppelganger of herself. The movie then hard cuts to black and we skip to present day. Now, a much older Adelaide with her family are heading to a beach house for a vacation. A beach house by Santa Cruz, which is where Adelaide had encountered her doppelganger all those years ago. While the Wilsons try to enjoy their vacation, a family casted in the night shows up in their front driveway. But of course, this isn't some random family. But instead it's the entire Wilsons family doppelgangers, and they're here to kill them. This is a great setup for a story. It's very much the premise that gives off a Twilight Zone vibe, which I guess is appropriate considering Jordan Peele is hosting the show now. Before I get into why I was disappointed, I'll go over all the positives first. Lupita Nyong'o steals the show with her performance. Unfortunately, just like with Toni Collette from Hereditary, Lupita will probably go unrecognized by the Academy at next year's Oscars. Even though this is hands down one of the best performances I've seen all year. Winston Duke does a good job as the family man archetype, and every other character is mostly fine, with the son giving the weakest performance. The comedy in this movie walks a thin line throughout the whole runtime. Most of the time, it hits, and it's very funny, as should be expected from Jordan Peele, but there are a few jokes used at, let's just say, inappropriate times. My favorite aspects of this film is how foreshadowing, social commentary, and theming are subtly incorporated. This is definitely a film that Jordan Peele wants you to watch more than once, because it's going to take multiple viewings for you to get everything. That's not to say that you won't know what's going on in your first viewing, you'll just have a much bigger picture on your second or third watch. These story elements were executed very well, but unfortunately they're in service of a very dumb and confusing script. The doppelgangers, or as they refer to themselves, the Tether, make no sense. For me to really explain what I'm talking about, I will have to jump into spoilers. So if what I said sounds like it interests you, and don't get me wrong, I would still recommend checking this one out. However, you really don't need to rush out to go see this. From this point forward, I'm going to go into spoilers. You've been warned. 3, 2, 1. When the Tethered first encounter the Wilsons, they claim that they've been waiting a long time to kill them. But it never honestly feels like the doppelgangers are doing their best to do that. In fact, it comes off as very convoluted when Adelaide's doppelganger says, "We'll take our time killing you." And I have to ask, why? I mean, if you want to kill the family slowly, then why do you like this dumb shit, like have the daughter doppelganger chase after the real daughter? Speaking of which, why didn't the daughter try and find help? She ended up in a neighborhood. She could have banged on some doors or something. I also have to ask, why does Adelaide's doppelganger talk like this? At the end of the film, the twist is revealed that the younger Adelaide doppelganger had switched places with the real Adelaide. While this does explain why Adelaide's doppelganger is the only one that can talk, I don't understand why she's talking like this. Like, yeah, I get that she lived her whole life with the rest of the Tethered in the underground tunnels, but that shouldn't affect her speech, right? Was she trying to be intimidating? Because it kind of came off more funny than scary. Also, the first encounter with the Wilsons doppelgangers drags on for far too long. I couldn't stop thinking about how I wanted the movie to just leave the beach house already. Once you get like halfway through the movie, it turns out that the whole United States have doppelgangers, and they're out, well, literally killing themselves. I get that this means the movie's title has kind of a double meaning, like between us and it literally also meaning the US, because everyone gets a doppelganger. That's pretty cool. I love when Jordan Peele does stuff like this. But going into this direction with the story is what kind of ruins it for me. The Tethered is shown to be able to be killed just like any normal person, as long as you can get some really good hits in. So, Jordan, buddy, do you honestly expect me to believe that the Tethered could cause this much havoc in the United fucking States? One of the most gun-centric countries in the entire world? I get that doppelgangers are supposed to be able to think just like you, but from what I saw, they just show up with scissors as their only weapon, and even if you yourself can't outsmart your own doppelganger, you can simply just outsmart the other ones. But even that doesn't make sense because the son, halfway through the movie, somehow makes his doppelganger mimic him, so he makes his doppelganger back up into a fire? How did he do that? And why isn't anyone else trying this? Like, seriously, did I miss something? There's a few moments where characters don't respond to situations appropriately. For example, the kids, they go over to their friend's family's house, and they see that they're all dead. And they also proceed to just kill some doppelgangers without any hesitation or restraint. Seems just kind of weird. I get that people are supposed to like adapt to their situation, but like there's literally no emoting from these kids about the dire situation they're in. During the climax, when it's revealed that Adelaide's doppelganger like took her place when she was young, and all that stuff is going on, there's kind of a battle between them, and it's honestly real fucking funny. The Adelaide that we've been following through the whole movie confronts her well, not doppelganger, because it's not really the doppelganger, it's the real one. Red jumpsuit Adelaide, let's say that. She encounters red jumpsuit Adelaide, and she tries swinging at her with an iron rod, but she can't fucking hit her for some reason because she just can't scoot forward. It was supposed to be this intense moment, especially with the really cool cello rendition of 5 on it in the background. But it was really funny because she just needed to move forward, but she couldn't hit her because every time she would swing, the other Adelaide would just back up like 2 feet. I can't believe he kept that in the movie. The twist ending was really cool, but by the time the film got to its climax, I just sort of turned my brain off. This movie had a lot of potential, but it's held back by its script. I will note that my opinion does seem to be in the minority because I've seen nothing but praise for this movie. It just feels like this movie has several problems that no one's addressing. And don't tell me that my complaints could all be explained through a Google search. I shouldn't have to do research to understand your movie. After watching this movie, I do wonder if Jordan Peele was maybe on the internet one day and he saw that meme of the 60s Spider-Man where it's 2 Spider-Mans pointing at each other, and maybe he just thought to himself, oh, I can make a movie about that. Well, that's about all my thoughts on Us. And hey, if your opinion's different than mine, I'd still like to hear it down in the comments. Go ahead and tell me what you guys thought of the film. If you want to help me and support my channel, I do have a Patreon where you can get reviews just like this 2 days in advance before they're put out on YouTube. I did get to see an early screening of Shazam, so I will be reviewing that and putting it on my Patreon pretty soon. Well, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.